Welcome to the Beloved Community of Sophia-Christi, a sanctuary for the mystical, the marginalized, and the curious. You don't need a religion. The cathedrals we built to house the divine often ended up locking us out. You don't need a formalized religion to broker your relationship with the infinite. The first incarnation is the universal Christ. This universal Christ is not Rabbi Jesus, as written about in the canonical scriptures. The universal Christ is the physical and ethereal cosmos as the first incarnation, and this universal Christ is the first Bible, spanning 13.6 billion years, compared to the person of Rabbi Jesus, who became an embodiment of that universal Christ 2,000 years ago, according to the mythos. We are breaking the box between tribal religion and universal mysticism. We reject construct that the scriptures are based on actual and historical events. Our contemplative mysticism is all-inclusive, seeks direct experiential insight, and is a spiritual path that is accessible to all. We understand that it is possible to hold the creative balance between Rabbi Jesus, the relational focus, and Christ, the all-inclusive reality of everything that exists. We recognize that it is possible to embrace the teachings of Rabbi Jesus, along with the teachings of other spiritual teachers throughout time, without creed or dogma, while at the same time not throwing out the personal to embrace the universal. We are reclaiming the divine spark. Our spiritual lineage and apostolic succession draws from the pre-Nicene seekers for whom faith was gnosis, a direct, unmediated knowledge of the divine. We believe that every human carries an unquenchable light of the source, and that light is the universal Christ, expressing itself in us, as us, and through us. This creates what our founder, Archbishop Francis Maria John Michael Salvato, calls divine synthesis, a balanced, whole-body spirituality that integrates Sophia, the divine feminine embodiment of wisdom, and Christi, the universal consciousness and pattern of self-giving love and compassion. We adopt ancient mysteries for modern seekers, recognizing that spiritual growth is cyclical. It involves honoring the dark nights of the soul, embracing the shadow as being as important as the light. It involves reading the sacred geometry of the cosmos, understanding the esoteric secrets of our ancestors, and revering the earth as the sacred womb of humanity. Mysticism is sacred activism. It involves the descent into the silence of the divine spark and the disruption of hearing the cries of the marginalized and the disparaged. True gnosis is never a spiritual bypass. Therefore, we recognize our responsibility to live out our monasticism in the streets, not isolated from humanity, but in its midst. Rather than throwing tantrums over things that don't matter, such as wearing the right color vestments or putting on pretentious airs of the wealthy institutional churches, we aspire to be more like the humble Palestinian teachers, Rabbi Jesus and Mary Magdalene, the human examples of Christ Sophia. This is disruptive to the status quo, and we are here for it. Our contemplation is the fuel for our disruption. If the eternal Christ is in every visible aspect of creation, we cannot tolerate systems that crush human dignity. Mysticism expresses itself as a commitment to social justice. It is also environmentally aware, and it is politically resistant to the push of authoritarian regimes, white Christian nationalism, homophobia, and xenophobia throughout the world. We are post-denominational and radically inclusive. We dismantle hierarchies that have weaponized religion. Our clergy and bishops are servants of the people and exercise no authority over the beloved community. They are servant leaders, called at the will and discretion of the people they serve. There are no spiritual insiders or outsiders, only a circle of equals walking one another home. The microcosm of how we live includes gathering, healing through restorative circles, and sharing by practicing mutual aid and pooling shared resources. We live in small, intentional communities, but that doesn't necessarily mean under the same roof. Pooling resources means being there for one another in times of need, and for us, That includes those living on the streets, those struggling in active addiction or recovery, the marginalized and disparaged, wherever we meet them. So, no, you don't need a church, but we all need a container. We need containers that hold our grief, our pain, our trauma, mirrors that reflect our light, and companions who will stand with us as we work for a more just and loving world. The light within you is ready. The answers you seek have always been within you. If your soul is tired of dogma, if your heart is hungry for justice, if your spirit is ready for a deeper mystical silence, the Beloved Community of Sophia-Christi has a place kept warm for you. Welcome home. Remember who you already are, in the company of others. Find out more at the link shown on the screen.